Welcome back to the Fierce and Femme podcast with your hosts, Alicia
and Rami. And today we're going to set you guys up for December. We know the holidays are coming, Christmas is coming. So we want to just talk about health and fitness and your goals around that, how to help you through that. So Alicia's going to kick it off.
Yeah, I have a lot to say on this topic, like a lot. It is something that I really focus on with my clients every single year, even in that trying almost not to make it a big deal because not much should change. I just feel like you need to prioritize it a little bit more when it comes to this season. I fucking love Christmas, just a little side note anyways. But one massive thing I see is people go all or nothing. It's like it hits December 1st, which is literally today, and it's like my fitness goals are going to be out the window until it hits Jan 1st. And I know there are so many people with that mindset, and whether that's people who hold off on like hiring a coach or doing things in that sense, because why would you sign up in December? Unpopular opinion, but I actually believe that is the best month to have a coach because you're probably going to face so many battles and challenges that come up over December that having someone in your corner is going to make things so much easier.
Facts.
But I would highly advise, do not do the all or nothing mindset. I mean, in general, but especially in December, because one thing that fucking sucks is when you fall into this mindset and you get to the new year and you feel like absolute fucking shit because you've just spent all month and gone all out and thought, fuck it, I'm just going to eat whatever I want, not move my body, sit on the couch and do fuck all. And then you absolutely feel like shit when it comes to December 1st. Maybe you set New Year's resolutions and they don't go to plan. It's sort of just like you're setting yourself up for failure instead of making small decisions that are going to align with your goals over time. So, do you have anything to say on that before I keep
that's
going?
perfect.
Okay. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I'm on a roll.
I'm listening.
So I think in that is this does not have to be you're a fucking discipline queen and you do not enjoy any social events, because I think that's what a lot of people also think when it comes to Christmas, if they are prioritizing their health and fitness, that they're going to be that boring person that doesn't drink, is eating their meal prep and doing all the things. And that is not it. Like, I'm very much a lifestyle coach in that you're not prepping for a bikini competition. You don't need to be bringing your chicken and rice to events and everything if you don't want to. If you want to, go for it. But you can still enjoy all the events. You can still have a cheeky little drink here and there. And it's not this big restrict cycle, again, that all or nothing mindset. It's just about making decisions that align with your goals. So maybe instead of having 5 drinks, you have 1. Instead of ordering like the deep fried chicken covered in cheese or whatever, you make a better decision.
That sounds so yum. What a random food option you just said.
Well, because in my head I go, that's going to be the fattiest, most high calorie option.
True.
Instead, maybe going, okay, I'm really craving chicken, so I'm going to have, I don't know, something else instead. But just making actual smart decisions. Something I actually posted last night was like, you know what to do to be a healthy and fit person. You're just not doing it because it's easier not to, right? So I think in those circumstances, just making the decisions that you're like, okay, well, I know this aligns with my goals, but also allowing yourself time to have the other decisions.
And just plan ahead. Like if you are that person that's got, you've got like 15 events this month, work Christmas party, your partner's Christmas party, Chickamas with the girls, birthdays, Christmas Eve, like if you are that person that has heaps of events, just plan. Make sure you're putting everything in your calendar, in your shared calendar, whatever works for you. That way you can at least see what events you might be eating more, what events you can control a little bit more, what events you're going to have alcohol. I think if you have a clear-cut picture of what your lifestyle is going to look like over the month, it's going to reduce that stress, it's going to reduce the overwhelm, it's going to reduce all the overthinking because you've got a clear plan. When you're able to plan ahead, and if you are that person that's cutting weight or bulking or whatever you're doing, if you're using MyFitnessPal, you can at least ask people like, hey, like if sometimes when I go out for like my family's dinner while I've been on a deficit, I will ask them what is for dinner. You know, in the past I wouldn't really care, like if I'm not in a cut, like whatever, I can eat whatever. But at the moment I actually need to plan. I need to know what I'm eating. So I like to ask, and there's no harm in asking that. If you've got a number of events that you're close with those people, just be like, hey, do you know what's going to be on the menu by any chance? Because that's just going to set yourself up for success, rather than you've done zero planning and then you get to, you know, one day where you've got 3 events in one day and you're eating so much and drinking so much. and then the next day you feel like shit, but no fault of your own because you did not plan or you did not stick to your willpower, or like Alicia said, you didn't make decisions that are aligned with your goals. So planning is key. It's just the smart thing to do during this time.
Yeah. And I think something really, really, really important is remove the expectation of what it's going to look like or that it's going to be perfect, because I feel like in this season, things also really pop up last minute all the time.
Yeah.
So really just remove that expectation that if you are like going to an event and you're planning to make all these great decisions and then you don't, that's okay. And there is no need to guilt, to shame yourself and all that stuff, because that is not productive for anyone. If you'd find yourself in that situation, the best thing that I can recommend for you to do, just accept you made those decisions. You literally cannot go in a fucking time machine and go back in time and change it, and just do better the next day. And also use it as data and learn of, okay, why didn't I stick to my goals? What contributed to that? And maybe it was people around you and you felt peer pressured. Maybe it was just that you acted more on emotion than your like logical decisions that you'd planned ahead. And just use it as a little bit of data and evidence, because that's all it is. And there doesn't have to be any emotion tied to it. You're just actually choosing to tie the emotion to it. And then that's not helping you, because you're getting stuck in a cycle of, oh, fuck, I fucked up. And then now I'm going to restrict. And again, that all or nothing mindset, it so easily pops up if you allow it to. Instead of something I just say to clients all the time is give yourself some grace. You are a human. You're not a robot. You're not going to be perfect. You're allowed to enjoy your life and enjoy these times with friends and family. And like, you're not going to make all the most perfect decisions, and that's okay. But as long as you're sort of just going, am I happy with this decision? A few questions that I always get clients to sort of like go through their head is, do I need this or do I want this? Because I think that's a really good thing to ask yourself is, say when it's like you've had like a 3-course meal or something, whatever, and then it comes to dessert and they're always like, do you want dessert? It's like, fuck yeah, I want dessert. But say you are someone who's really trying to focus on not eating past your fullness limits and things like that. And it comes to dessert and you're like, oh, I really want it, but do I actually need that? And is it going to align with my goals? And that answer is going to change depending on the day as well. And this is why I say, like, ask yourself that in different circumstances, because one day you might be like, fuck yes, I'm actually feeling great and I do want it and I'm not feeling overly full. And other days you may be like, I literally, if I eat one more thing, I'm going to feel sick. And that's also not cool. Like, I think that's something that's been normalized or that is praised. And I know this, I'm just going to expose my partner for a second, is him and his cousin have almost like, it's like an unspoken competition at Christmas of who can eat more. Me as a coach, I literally look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying over here because this is everything I would tell someone not to do. But anyways, they will eat to the point they physically feel sick. And that's just like, we don't have to do that. And I think you can enjoy Christmas Day without getting to the point where you feel like you're going to be physically sick, because to me, that's actually not enjoyable. Like, I want to enjoy all the things the aunties and everyone has cooked, but I don't want to feel to the point where I actually feel physically sick. And then for the rest of the day, I'm just like, I feel like a little bit of a potato. So that comes with making the decisions again. Do I need this or do I want this? Instead of having, there's a thing in Jared's family called chicken parcels. They're the best thing, and they only make them at Christmas. And it's like a pastry with chicken. I think there's bacon and like cheese or something. I don't know. It's so good. And I used to grab like 3 of them because I was like, well, it's the only day they make them. And like, it's that feeling of FOMO. Yeah. Right?
I relate to that with dessert.
I'm literally not shutting up over
No, go ahead, please.
But it's that feeling of FOMO, I think, around Christmas of there are so many dishes that people make that are only on Christmas Day. And like,
that's so true.
You've got 365 days till you eat it again. But also it's a thing of like, it is literally just food. And you're going to survive and you're going to have the exact same experience on the day. I said this to a client in the call the other day of, if you eat 3 chicken parcels or 1 chicken parcel, you're going to remember Christmas Day the exact same. So I think
that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, because really so many people really do attach like in the moment of, I have to have this now because I'm not going to have it again. And it's that really like fleeting feeling of, oh my God, like the FOMO. It's like an activewear drop of, I have to buy this because it's never going to be out again, right? But also just zoom out and look at the bigger picture of, do you want to remember that day of, I really enjoyed myself and I feel great and I have so much energy still, or you feel unwell? And I mean, the same thing, you're going to have a great Christmas regardless. But I think when you are someone who is trying to work on repairing your relationship with food and working towards your health and fitness, those small decisions do make a massive difference. And I can say, I think like the past 2 Christmases especially, I've made decisions where I'm like, okay, I'm going to enjoy what I want to enjoy, but also if I don't feel like I need a second plate, I'm not going to have it because I feel satisfied and I feel happy. And I think that's a really cool place to get to, and you can get there because you're really not missing out. Like, pick the things you want to pick, just slightly portion it better, and you still get to enjoy it, and be present with your food so you can enjoy it.
And just be cautious of the comments that you might receive from friends and family, especially if you're someone who is deciding to lock in, deciding to be disciplined, or whether you're choosing that flexible style and you've already planned the days that you're going to go a little bit harder, or the days that you're, going to just do whatever you want to do. Be cautious that people are going to be like, but it's Christmas, but it's this, just have one more, just have a drink, you deserve it, it's the holidays, da-da-da. But you have to use your discernment and decide what is actually more worth it for you. Like, do you actually deserve to not eat that extra thing because you've been working on yourself? Because people look at food as a reward of, you deserve it, eat more, you deserve it, have this extra drink. But it's like, you also deserve to not. And I think that's a really great reframe.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, and I think that for me as well, when I, like this year specifically, learning so much more about food, and I remember it was a few weeks ago, we had a family birthday, and the dessert, like one of Vass's cousins makes the craziest fucking dessert ever. And I really had to refrain to having one slice, and my brain was on overdrive of, but what if you never have these again? When's the next time you're going to eat them? Oh my God, you might not eat them again, and da-da-da. And I look back and I'm like, I'm so glad I only had one, because I could have really convinced myself and be like, but I've had such a good week, I deserve to have 5 of these, I deserve to have 10. But it's like, I actually deserved to push myself in that fucking moment and realize emotions are just energy in motion. It's going to fucking pass. And now it's like, well done to me for actually sticking to that, because that's what I deserve. And some people might not get that, and that's okay. But whatever decisions you make, stand on fucking business and like stand your ground, because people will come and they're just going to be your projections. They're just going to be your fears. They're just going to be your little limitations of, oh, but it's Christmas. Da-da-da. But babes, if you've decided you're locking in, if you've decided, okay, on Saturday this day I'm being flexible, not any other day this week, then you stick to that. Because if you feel like shit after, it's not that person's fault who told you to have the extra one. It's not that person's fault who made the most delicious fucking dessert, but you didn't have the willpower to stop. Don't externalize that, and don't start blaming everyone else, because that's when people start to dislike Christmas. That's when people start to dislike the holiday season, because they eat too much or they drink too much. But that's not anyone else's fault. It's not because you have so many events. It's because you don't have willpower. It's because you didn't plan. It's because you didn't stick to your discipline. It's because you didn't stick to your goals. Like, it always comes back to you. So the more you can focus on you and put yourself first over the next 4 weeks, the closer you're going to get to your goals, and the happier and healthier you're going to feel. Plus still eating the foods and drinks that you love.
Yeah, something you just sparked in my head as well, which is a conversation that I have with the cake that you were saying, of say the times where you do choose to have like the 3 pieces of cake or ice cream or whatever, a lot of time in the moment you feel great, and then afterwards you feel like shit. Usually when we make the decision that's aligned with your goals, it's the opposite of in the moment. It's really, really, really hard, but afterwards you feel fucking amazing. So I think that's also the thing, just to recognize of, just because you want the 3 pieces of cake, is it worth feeling absolutely shit after because you go, that didn't align with my values? And it always, when you make decisions that don't align with your values, it does feel fucking shit, because you're like, oh, I wasn't acting in integrity. Like, I wasn't being authentic to these promises that I made to myself. And that is what is so important, is building that trust in yourself that I know what I need, I know what I want, I know what I value, I know what I deserve, all those sorts of things. And then something that I love to say, and this sort of became like a little quote of mine last year when I was having a conversation to clients around Christmas, is something is better than nothing. And this little quote has a little bit of duality to it, because the situation I want to use it in is, in this season, you probably are a bit shorter on time, resources, all those sorts of things. So say you've got 5 minutes instead of 30 minutes, do a walk for 5 minutes. Don't use it as an excuse not to do it. Remind yourself that something is better than nothing in terms of, okay, 1 piece of cake is better than 3 pieces of cake. Choosing to have 1 plate of food is better than going for seconds or thirds or whatever. And those little decisions do really, really add up. So I really like having that quote in the back of your head of like, okay, cool, maybe I didn't get to the gym 4 times this week, but I went 2 times instead. Because we can, again, going back to that guilt, so often in this season, people just fall into, oh, I didn't do good enough. And then the guilt turns into a binge eating cycle. And then that turns into restriction. And it literally then just turns into this massive cycle where it's like, whoa, we could have stopped that right from the start if we just didn't play into that guilt and everything like that. Because going back, I'm repeating myself now, but you're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. It's probably not going to look like what you want it to look like. But however, yeah, we did right. I've just forgotten to say that. You also need to be prepared to make sacrifices depending on how committed you are to your goals. And this is going to be different for every single person. I might be someone who, and this isn't even me, but I'll just pretend I'm someone else. It's like, I'm happy to get up at 5 a.m. every single morning and go to the gym before my family events so that I can get my gym in, which for me during this season, it might actually look like reality because I do have bigger goals for the long term. Someone else might look at that and be like, fuck that, I'm not going to the gym at 5 a.m., but I'm happy with going for a walk every day just to be able to do something. So something that I find really, really valuable and helpful to do is actually ask yourself, what sacrifices am I prepared to make? So maybe it's, okay, I'm not prepared to wake up earlier, but I'm prepared to miss out on a little bit of family time or whatever. I mean, each to their own. Everyone's really different. And where can I actually schedule in or have those sacrifices that align with me, if that makes sense?
Yeah, totally. And I think that just because it's going to get a little bit busier if you are that person, I feel like you said this right at the start, but your health and fitness does not need to go out the fucking window. Like if that is your default mechanism, that every time life gets busy, your health and fitness is your last priority, I say this with so much love, but you got to sort your shit out. Like you really have to reassess that because health is wealth. There is a reason why that is a saying, because without good health, like fuck, what reality are you going to have? And again, if you are that person that does that every time you get really busy and you complain that you're busy, so you're not going to the gym and you're not taking care of your health, like that is maybe something that you just need to work on during the rest of the year. Like that from fucking January to November is your time to really focus on that, so that when it does get busy, you still are so grounded in your goals, you're so grounded in your health and your fitness because you realize how important it is to you. Because you're obviously not realizing the importance of health and fitness, and this is why we wanted to make a whole episode about it, because we obviously believe so strongly about it. But if that is the first thing to go, you really just got to start thinking like, why is that the first thing to go? Is it because I'm not planning? Is it because I'm not doing this? Is it because I'm not doing that? Is my emotional resilience not where I would like it to be? And like Alicia said, this is the month to keep working on that. It's not the month to be like, oh, I'll wait till January. Like new year, new me is such a fucking trap in every aspect. Okay.
We will get to that later in this. Yeah.
Like why don't you do that back in June? Why don't you do that in August? Why don't you do that in March? Be like, new year, new me. Like it's because you're getting so much closer and your brain probably thinks, well, I don't have time. 4 weeks is so much time to, whether you're on a weight loss journey, to lose a couple kilos, whether you're bulking, it's still heaps of time to get stronger in the gym. There is heaps of time to still work on yourself, work on your goals and get you closer. And what I've been saying a lot to my clients lately is that the time is going to pass anyway. So for example, the next 4 weeks are going to pass. You can either choose to go back to your default mechanism, your old programming of you get stressed, you get overwhelmed, and Christmas ends up being this crazy thing every year, right? Because you're deciding not to make any changes and you're that person that's like, well, I'll just wait till January, like you've been doing every other year, and hence why nothing's changing this time of year. Or this time you decide, okay, I know it's busy and I know it's a little bit challenging for me, but what can I do each day to make myself feel better? What can I do each day so that when Christmas Day comes, I'm having the best fucking time with my family? It's just some things to really think about. Is you don't have to wait. You can literally start today.
And I think the small decisions really do compound, because I'm rereading Atomic Habits. I recommend this book all the time. It's really great. And it's literally about how that small choices make a massive impact, because you might be hearing us talk about the things like Rami deciding to have 1 piece of cake instead of 3 pieces or something and go, well, that's not going to matter. But when you make small decisions like that over time, they do add up, and they also add up in the other direction. So if every time you're going, oh, these extra pieces of cake, they don't matter. And the next time you also go, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to order that instead because that won't matter. All the time those that won't matters, you've gained a few kilos because you just kept going, oh, it's not going to matter. Could do the opposite, and you could instead go, I'm going to choose to have one piece of cake, still allow myself to fucking enjoy myself, have the dessert, do the things. We're not saying not to, but you're just making a little bit more of a conscious decision. Same thing, you go, I'm just going to have one plate at Christmas. That feels a bit better than going overboard. All of a sudden, you feel fucking fantastic because you've stuck with your goals, and those small decisions have made big impacts. So I think that's something to remind you of, is it doesn't have to look like massive changes. That's not what we're saying in restrict and have like this Christmas where you don't enjoy yourself and like you're a freaking hobbit in your own home or whatever. We're saying to just make more conscious decisions. And I think this is where people can so demonize the fitness industry and go, that's so toxic. That is literally just like bare minimum to be a healthy individual. And I think that's something to recognize, is that none of this is restrictive. It's actually just making a smart decision. It's actually the opposite that's been so normalized, to have all the pieces of cake and enjoy yourself and just reward yourself and treat yourself, like Rami was saying earlier.
But if you feel like shit after, what the fuck's the point of that?
Literally.
Yeah.
And that's the decisions that people will praise you for, yet you don't get praise when you make decisions that are actually so much better for your health.
So good.
So I think it just comes down to your values, your beliefs, assessing them. And that's where it does get really hard with the judgment. I get it every year at Christmas. I really and I think being a PT, I even have so many people all the time of like, oh, Alicia's a PT. She's probably looking at what I'm eating right now. It's like, I could not give two fucks because I'm so focused on myself. But also the comments will come, and you just really got to be able to stay in your own lane. Again, believe in the fact that maybe if you lead the way, others may follow along, they may not, but you just got to worry about you.
I love that.
Cool.
I don't have anything. I feel like that ended perfectly.
Yeah. If you have any questions, need any help, assistance, any of that stuff, I know it can be a stressful period, but you have resources. Hire a coach. I'm over here to help you out in the fitness season. I'm just going to do a self-plug because honestly, it can be the biggest help and support, and I know how much some people actually need it in this season. Apart from that, we are going to have some bonus episodes. Woo! So keep your eyes peeled. There is one coming on Thursday.
Yeah, happy early Christmas, motherfuckers.
I'm so excited. So we're going to have some like mini little Christmas themed apps. So we're going to be in your ears 2 times a week.
Stay tuned for a little bit of fun. But thank you so much. And we've said this before, but we've got a goal to hit 100 followers on Spotify. And we are getting so close.
So exciting.
So we would really, really appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Just give us all the love possible because we truly love doing this and we love giving back. And yeah, we're just really excited for this journey of ours. So yes, like, subscribe, all the things, and we'll speak to you very soon.
Bye.